Okay, so we'll just take about 5 minutes, give everyone time to join in, everyone who wants to be here. All right, welcome to Kai and Lucas, Nikki, Ali.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Jack. Welcome, Richard. Hello, Moss.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Paul. Welcome. And Karan and Phelps. So today we are going to be reading a short Zen teaching, very old, traditional enlightenment kind of teaching that we're going to be reading. And then we're going to meditate together. So if you are here and you want to, welcome Storm, and you want to stay for the whole time, you have to be strong, you have to be brave, and we'll get through it. We'll have this meditation period and certainly bring benefit into our lives. Is anyone here very new with meditation or doesn't necessarily know about a meditation method or what it even means to meditate? Anyone in that situation?
I am pretty new to this.
Okay, Richard, so you can follow along as much as you like, but sitting for, an hour maybe is not really reasonable. So try to be here, be with your breath, relax, be comfortable, and just be with what's happening moment by moment. It's easier said than done, but you can use this time to sit, to be present to what's happening, to be aware, and you can see if it's something you're interested in getting better at. Hello, Sam. Welcome. And David, Donald, Kai, Moss, Nikki, Christina. It's great to see all of you. Thank you for your generosity to share your physical form with everyone. And Susan, as usual, over on YouTube. Great. Just 3 more minutes to get comfortable here. Settle in. Use the bathroom if you need to. Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Hi there, Dan. Nice to see you. Does anyone have any question before we begin? Hello, Suraj. And Steph. Okay, Steph. Just in time. Glad you're here. Yes. Steph and Anna. Anna's here also. Great. So at this moment, make sure that you're comfortable and in a stable position in which you'd like to meditate in. You can sit in a lazy boy recliner, you can be in a hot tub, you can be in a hot air balloon. It's just important that you find a comfortable, stable position, starting position. Something really fundamental that we're working with here is developing a relationship to stillness, okay, to sitting still, to being still, to noticing. So we have a capacity, certainly, that we all know about, to run around and to stress ourselves out and to think about the future and to think about the past, and from one sweet to sour to fizzy to chocolate to coffee. We know about this ability that we have to be moving around and self-stimulating. We have a strong relationship with that habit and that ability. to self-stimulate, to desire and to avoid. Okay? Here we are finding out about a relationship with stillness. So what is it like to sit down or lay down and notice and look rather than get overly involved in the content of what we are looking at, but simply to be with, to look at, to see, to be aware. And if you're new to this, if you've spent the past 2 decades or 20 years, 30 years, however long, running around chasing after sweets and running away from sours, what you're going to be with is likely bitter, difficult. It's a new experience. So don't be confused or disheartened or discouraged if you show up to this practice, this style of being with the body, being with the breath, being with the mind, and find that it's not satisfying. That experience of your body and your mind and just sitting here and just being aware, not being satisfied, not being satisfying is a good experience to have. One way or another, you'll get a stomach ache, or you'll hurt your ankle, or someone will say they don't like you, or you're going to be, you're going to wake up one day and you can't see, you can't hear, you're old. You'll wake up dead one day. So being with things not being satisfying is okay. It's not a problem. It's wonderful. Sit and be with it. So that's really going to be the big content of our group sitting today, is a lot of silence and a lot of sitting together, being with what's happening, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. I'll leave that up to you. But we're going to start with a reading of a very, very old Zen poem, Zen teaching from ancient China in the 1500s. And this is a poem, a writing by Han Shan with the title of Contemplating Mind. So we'll start by listening to this, and then we'll get into some meditation together. Look upon the body as unreal, an image in a mirror, or the reflection of the moon in water. Contemplate the mind as formless, yet bright and pure. Not a single thought arising, empty yet perceptive, still yet illuminating. Complete like the great emptiness, containing all that is wonderful, neither going out nor coming in, without appearance or characteristics. Countless skillful means arise out of one mind. Independent of material existence, which is ever an obstruction, do not cling to deluded thoughts. These give birth to illusion. Attentively contemplate this mind, empty, devoid of all objects. If emotions should suddenly arise, you will fall into confusion. In a critical moment, bring back the light, powerfully illuminating. Clouds disperse, the sky is clear, the sun shines brightly. If nothing arises within the mind, nothing will manifest without. That which has characteristics is not original reality. If you can see a thought as it arises, this awareness will at once destroy it. Whatever state of mind should come, sweep it away. Put it down. Both good and evil states can be transformed by mind. Sacred and profane appear in accordance with thoughts. Reciting mantras or contemplating mind are merely herbs for polishing a mirror. When the dust is removed, they are also wiped away. Great, extensive spiritual powers are all complete within the mind. The Pure Land or the heavens can be traveled to at will. You need not seek the real. Mind originally is Buddha. The familiar becomes remote. The strange seems familiar. Day and night, everything is wonderful. Nothing you encounter confuses you. These are the essentials of mind. At this time, with a clear intention and motivation, but without expectation, but without any expectation or seeking, let's practice together this just sitting, just breathing, just being aware. If at any time clouds of thoughts, judgments, preferences start to cloud the mind, At that critical moment, return to the breath, return to being aware. Just sitting, just breathing, just being aware. As we encounter difficulty or confusion in our practice, we simply return to just breathing, just being aware. The clouds of thoughts, confusions, difficulties naturally disperse when we return to and rely on just breathing, just being aware. Whatever we pick up, whatever we get involved with, allow it to fall away. Allow it to crumble. thoughts are not an enemy in our meditation, in the same way that clouds are not an enemy to the wide open sky. Simply return at this moment to just breathing, just being aware. We can notice and feel every part of the breath as it flows in through the very tip of our nose, all the way down into our stomach. Following the path of the breath very closely. Fully being with, just sitting, just breathing, just being aware. Becoming more and more aware of your ability to notice what is happening without reacting to it, without identifying with it, but just to notice, just to sit, just to breathe and be aware. Contemplating Mind by Han Shan. Look upon the body as unreal, an image in a mirror, or the reflection of the moon in water. Contemplate the mind as formless, yet bright and pure. Not a single thought arising, empty yet perceptive, still yet illuminating, complete like the great emptiness, containing all that is wonderful, neither going out nor coming in, without appearance or characteristics. Countless skillful means arise out of one mind, independent of material existence, which is ever an obstruction. Do not cling to deluded thoughts. These give birth to illusion. Attentively contemplate this mind, empty, devoid of all objects. If emotions should suddenly arise, you will fall into confusion. In a critical moment, bring back the light, powerfully illuminating. Clouds disperse, the sky is clear, the sun shines brilliantly. If nothing arises within the mind, nothing will manifest without. That which has characteristics is not original reality. If you can see a thought as it arises, this awareness will at once destroy it. Whatever state of mind should come, sweep it away, put it down. Both good and evil states can be transformed by mind. Sacred and profane appear in accordance with thoughts. Reciting mantras or contemplating mind are merely herbs for polishing a mirror. When the dust is removed, they are also wiped away. Great, extensive spiritual powers are all complete within the mind. The Pure Land or the heavens can be traveled to at will. You need not seek the real. Mind originally is Buddha. The familiar becomes remote. The strange seems familiar. Day and night, everything is wonderful. Nothing you encounter confuses you. These are the essentials of mind. At this time, would anyone like to ask a question or share about their meditation experience?
I think I ended up falling asleep during my meditation, so I don't know how deep or shallow that was, but it was almost I fell asleep and woke up without even noticing I was asleep. So it was a very interesting process in a way.
Anyone else?
Um, I I felt that this meditation has been way better than the previous one. Like, I didn't feel the need to look at the clock, and I feel I maybe entered a deeper, like a deeper meditation than previous time.
So, something important to be very mindful of is that the deep meditation, the success is in showing up, is in practicing, is in applying the method at this moment. If we set up this idea of better meditation or, oh, that was a really good sit, we're just setting ourselves up for failure. But if we can practice the meditation method in those bad sits, then they prepare us to have those really deep, good meditations. But it all goes together. The bad experiences, the difficult experiences are limitlessly impermanent. And the same goes with those good experiences. So certainly if we practice well and if we practice consistently, there's going to be a result that is different from watching TikTok. But we don't need to focus too much on that goal or that expectation because it's just going to interfere with our practice. You know, we want to make this our life, part of our life, not just something that we get or something that influences us, but we want to make it how we step into the world and how we relate to our life as a whole. But of course, it's it's nice to have a nice time, but it's also in this sense, it's nice to have a bad time as well, as long as it's grounded and simple and it's just you're aware of being uncomfortable, right? You're aware of difficulty. If you're having a panic attack, then that's not what we're working on here. You know, we need to know when to take a step back and relax um, and heal. But if we have a difficult meditation and we make it through that, practicing our method, then that's really good. Anyone else to share?
I'd like to say something.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I bring the thoughts with me every day. That the feeling if I get angry or something, I think it's just a feeling. It will pass. It doesn't get to me. It's not my business, as you said. So I think it's very helpful, really. And I used to train Muay Thai, Thai boxing before, and I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fighting and all that. But now I don't feel like doing it anymore. I don't feel like I have to punch someone. Um, and that's a feeling since I started this.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's me or if it has to do with the meditation or I oh yeah.
Well, meditation, hot water, cold water, it's just like this, you know, and that's a real treat for it to be just like this. Something that I've noticed recently is that when I give a lot of energy to my preferences, it makes a mess of my life. It makes everything become more difficult, um, especially when it's a strong preference, a strong desire, a strong feeling of I don't like that and I like that. And when I give attention to that, I kind of give my endorsement to that and I feed that, I notice that immediately I'm off kilter. Immediately I'm not able to be balanced in any given situation. And it's tough because things can taste so sweet, right? Pleasure can be so warm and pleasurable and enjoyable. But what do you want to do? Do you want to be an animal? Or do you want to be an agent of relieving suffering and establishing peace and freedom in each and every moment? And I know from my experience that pleasure seeking it's not bright, it's not wonderful, it's not sweet, actually. It's dark, and it just causes a lot of suffering for myself and for the people around me, and that's not what's most important to me. Having pleasurable experiences is not what's most important to me. It's finding balance, and I think finding that through detachment, through being aware of the preferences. And okay, I have some cheese. I like mozzarella. I'm in Italy. I'm going to have some cheese. I'm going to have a cappuccino. Come on, get off get off my back. But certain things I know for myself that I need to be more careful about, because when I fall into those strong preferences of I don't want to go there, I don't like this, or this person shouldn't act that way, I'm just setting myself up for being off balance and harming myself or harming someone else. Um, so I've been working with that recently. Even sometimes in meditation, it's just fantasy that comes into your mind, because when your mind gets stronger and more concentrated, you can also kind of have more lively or exciting dreams. You could spend a whole meditation session just fantasizing, and that also will put you off balance. So you really need to remember that refresh and that restart, and that just because something is pleasurable doesn't mean that it's good for you. And we don't actually have to be pursuing those things so often. We don't have to be pursuing pleasure so often. We can put it down, we can sweep it away. And in meditation, it's this ideal time to practice that, so that in our our normal lives we're better sweepers. And there's all kinds of things to sweep in our life. Anyone else have a question or want to share something?
Um, yeah, I was wanting to share just like a experience I often have when I'm starting meditation, which is I often find it hard to really get into the meditation until I notice that my face is tense. I'm trying too hard. And it's a real like feeling of like actual like tension, like my like my face is all wrenched up, and just acknowledging that and letting go of that tenseness, letting go of that kind of that idea of like effort helps me get deeper into the meditation. So yeah, I just want to share that.
Yeah, I also have that, Steph. I have a habit to kind of squinch up my face, and you know, it's those things are just they're points of practice. It's not something to overthink about or I've got to fix this. You know, sometimes you can. I found when I first started meditation, I would get twitches in different places in the body, like my eye would twitch or different things like that can start happening. And you don't need to fix it, you don't need to resolve it, but it's a it's sunlight shining through the clouds. So in you being aware of that tension or that habit, when you're aware of it, you can sweep it away, you can relax it, and it's becomes another place of practice. So I also have that, and oftentimes I I'm not able to have very good pictures taken of me on the uh, in spontaneous moments because my face is all furled up as if I'm angry or something, but it's just a habit. Over on YouTube, Susan and Steve shared something that I'd like to read. Steve said, "This is really helping me to get away from multitasking and focusing my mind in the present." And then Susan said, um, "I know that feeling. I have had a lot of loss in my life this last 4 years, and I became angry at the world to the point I withdrew from the world. But since doing this teachings, I feel I'm doing better." Okay, great. Good. So, wrapping up here, I imagine that many people saw the announcement that I put out that I'll be going on a trip soon, so that I won't be able. Well, I think I will. Who knows what's going to happen, but it's my expectation that I will. And so we're hoping to find, or there are some opportunities here for people who have um, a more open schedule, for people who have more experience in their practice to facilitate group sessions during the week. You know, so like someone could come here and host a session at this time. It's really as simple as, hey, everybody, let's wait a few minutes for people to join. And then if you know how to use Discord, you can live stream a Dharma talk, or you can just say, I've got a bell here, or we're going to start meditating now, or you can even play audio through your microphone of a guided meditation, anything like that. And it would be wonderful if we can find some people each day to volunteer. So keep that in mind. If you can really make the commitment, like, okay, next Wednesday, I'll be here at this particular time, and stay with our usual time would be good. And I'll be able to help set something up, then that'll be really good, so we can keep the liveliness of our practice going, and an opportunity to support others is also opportunity to support yourself. So just to plant the seeds on that, and I'm sure we'll figure it out. Okay, anything final before we end?
When will you be back from the trip then? Do you roughly know how long it'll be?
It's gonna be on the 17th. I should be flying to New York, and then my teacher, I have many teachers, but kind of this is my main teacher as a monk. It's kind of part of the formal position as a monk. Until you are have been a monk for 5 years, then you're independent under a certain monk. So that's basically that if anybody comes around and says, "Hey, what are you doing in those robes?" or "You shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that," you kind of refer them to your upachaya, or your the person who you're independence under. So in that way, he's very much my formal teacher. Um, so he'll be in the U.S. until the 9th. So I'll be doing my best to follow closely with him during that time. I'm sure there'll still be events and times that I'll be able to host talks and group meditations, but it's going to be very unknown. So I'd like to have, for so that we can still have a schedule and people can show up at a regular time. So it could be until the beginning of April, but after that, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So I'll have to see. I'll be in California in April, and then be going from there.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, I have a question for you. It might be a bit of a weird one.
Okay, great. That's what I've been
Do
waiting
you
for.
do you see any, like, I'm talking about meditation in general, do you see anything while meditating? Because I have this thing where basically when I'm with my eyes closed and I'm like kind of in a sleepy, state, I can sometimes feel like you can see like something blue or purple, like shapes a bit, maybe like a portal or something. It's
No,
hard to explain.
you're gonna see everything that you can imagine that you can see. But you just return to the meditation method. That's what's important. The things that are special to see, or the things that are like, we want to give importance to everything in meditation because we immediately want to have an experience that's special or meaningful, or means that we're about to have a even greater experience. Okay? That's how the mind works, right? We always want to get this next level experience. So the things that are meaningful to see or experience in meditation are experiences where you don't have anything to do with it. And it's going to be meaningful because it rocks your socks off. It's going to be meaningful because you couldn't shake it off. You couldn't get rid of it. It's too lively. It's too exciting. Um, and even those experiences are temporary and they're going to fall away. So there's not too much importance in having a special experience and then holding on to it. Yes, special experiences do happen in meditation, but you don't need to go looking for them, and they're special because the impact that they have on you is not based on, oh, I'm seeing that or I'm experiencing that. It puts you into a place that's a lot deeper, where you're experiencing for yourself, no self, no observer, no Dan who's seeing that thing, just seeing. But you don't need to focus too much on that. Anything that you see in meditation, impermanent, changing, and you just notice it and you return back to the meditation method. That's the gold standard. Okay? It's just like dreaming. Having a dream of portals and special colors and special people, and having a dream where your body glows yellow and you levitate sitting in the position of the Buddha doesn't mean anything. It's just a dream. It's just nonsense. So most of the things that we experience in our meditation, in terms of thoughts or visuals or dreamlike experiences are just nonsense and not particularly important. What's important is the dispersing of that nonsense, the dispersing, the letting go, the detaching from our tangled upness with what we happen to be experiencing, whether that's visual or auditory. We notice it, we're aware of it, and we go back to our meditation method. We go back to just breathing, just being aware. Okay? What do you think about that, Dan?
Yeah, fair enough. I do agree with I mean, the purpose of meditation is the detachment.
That's right.
Uh,
Detach, give up, let go, put down. Whatever you pick up, that's for you. That's what you are to put down. Is quite a simple way to understand it. Whatever you pick up, oh, what's this? Maybe this means something. Okay, put down. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your nose. Don't put it in your ears. Whatever you pick up, just put it down. Go back to the meditation method for sure. That's how I approach it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's yeah, go ahead, Christina.
Yes. Is it possible for you to be in Italy in August?
It's certainly
Or you don't know?
possible. It's certainly possible.
Is it
But
likely?
it's one likely situation, but it's not the most likely situation.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's possible. I'm hoping to be going to Vietnam because I have a lot of follower from there and a lot of supporters there, and um, it's one of those things where in a Buddhist country, we go here in Italy, we go alms round. So we walk through the village and through the farmers markets and places like that with the robe and the bowl, and people, every morning we do this, and people donate fruit, they donate what we eat here at the temple. So it's wonderful to do that, and we are, able to survive through the generosity of the people here in Italy in doing that. Um, but in a Buddhist country, just for an example, like when you're doing that, you can pat the little kids on the head. When you're going for a picnic or you're going for a walkout and you see some wonderful babies playing together, you can go and play with them because you're a monk in a Buddhist country. So there's this kind of wonderfulness and sweetness to life in those countries. So that's what I'm hoping for, but I'll probably, well, it's not probably, I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll just have to see. I'll keep you informed, Christina. Don't worry about that. All right. Okay. All right. So we can end together and just make 3 sadhus and then bow to each other and bow to our own practice and each other's practice. Don't be afraid to sing along as much as you can, to chant along. Use your full lung power. Sadhu. 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 Okay, friends, thank you all for being here. See you again soon, all right? Take care.
Thank you, Bante. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Bante.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Bye
Bante.
bye.
Bye.